Howdy. Today we're going to be doing a full breakdown of the solo for Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine. By the way, this video is just for the solo itself, so if you want tabs for the full song, I've linked a video in the description below where I do just that. So anyways, if you're watching this video, you probably have a vague idea of how the solo works already. But if you don't, what we're doing is we're playing scratches on the guitar like the same way a DJ would, where one hand is generating the scratching sounds, while the other hand is working what would be the selector. And we'll go over all this in more detail later on. So first, let's go over what you'll need for the solo. You'll need a guitar with a 3-way position switch. Some guitars, like a Fender Stratocaster, has a 5-way position switch, which makes it harder to go from one side to the other. What we actually need is as few positions as possible so we can switch from one side to the other and move between them quickly. Second, you'll need a lot of distortion for the song. So I have distortion just running through the whole thing, like this. So that's running through the whole song, and then when the solo comes around, I click on the distortion pedal for even more added distortion. It's going to sound a little crazy, but here's what that sounds like. So that's the amount of distortion that I have. And then third, I'm using a wah pedal. The wah pedal is just clicked on in its down position. What the wah pedal does is it peaks the resonance on the guitar, which basically just means it makes it sound even crazier. Now, you don't need a wah pedal to be able to do the solo, but it does help shape the sound, and Tom Morello uses one. Just make sure you have a lot of distortion going and you'll be fine. All right, so let's go over how to actually play the solo. So with your left hand, you're just going to place it over the neck pickup, and you're just going to slide it back and forth or left and right to generate that scratching sound. Our other hand is going to be working the pickup switch from what's going to be called our kill switch position, which means in this position, our guitar is completely muted out, and our open position on the other side, where we can hear a guitar at full volume. So setting up your kill switch is super easy. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your neck position side, and you're just going to roll your volume all the way down. And then on the other side, your bridge pickup, you're just going to make sure your guitar's volume is rolled all the way up. And now as we switch between these positions, we can easily decide when we do and when we don't want to hear sound from our guitar. So kill switch position, open position. Okay, now let's try some exercises to help us get used to using both hands at the same time. To read these exercises, we're going to have 2 lines, with the top line featuring notation with a left or right arrow on top of it, which indicates which direction your left hand will be moving in, and then a line underneath that featuring rhythmic notation with an X on top of it, marking where you're going to switch from your kill position to your open position and then back again. So in other words, you can kind of think of it like this. By default, you're going to be in your kill switch position, and then only when you want to hear noise are you going to momentarily switch to the other side, and then you're going to switch it right back again. So on our first exercise, we're going to be scratching half notes, which means we're going to be counting to 4. On our first beat, we're going to be doing an open scratch, and then we're going to use the next beat to move both hands into our default positions, like that. So as a demonstration, we're going to be counting it and playing it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play that with a metronome and repeat it a few times. So now let's practice scratching quarter notes, which means on each beat, your left hand is going to be moving once, and then your kill switch is turned on and off every beat. So just to show you guys, we're going to be playing it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's repeat that a few times with the metronome. Okay, so now let's mix it up a little bit. For this one, we're going to be doing a scratch on the first 1.5 beats, and then doing a quicker scratch on the next 8th beat after that. So if I was to play and count it, it would go like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Let's repeat that a few times. Okay, so now things are going to get a little trickier. In this solo, we have to scratch what's called triplets. If you don't know what triplets are, it's when we divide each beat up into 3 pieces. Don't worry, I'm going to count and show you guys all this in a second, but let me show you how we're going to play it. So our left hand is going to move once for every 3 clicks of the pickup switch. So that's going to look like this. We're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and You can also count it like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's repeat that a few times with the metronome. Let's also slow down the metronome this time to make it a little easier on us. Okay, so this last one's going to be the trickiest. We're going to be moving our left hand in an 8th note pattern while we're clicking our pickup in a triplet pattern. So the reason why we do this is, I don't know if you noticed it in the last exercise, but it's kind of hard to keep the momentum of sound going with just one movement of our left hand versus 3 switches on and off with our pickup selector. Whereas if our left hand is moving constantly, then it's easier to keep that momentum of sound going, and the sound really never dies out. So let me show you guys how this one works. Our left hand is moving in an 8th note pattern. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then this is going to be clicking triplets. So counting it and playing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Tricky, I know, but let's try playing this with the metronome and repeating that a few times. Okay, that's it. The solo for Bulls on Parade is just going to be doing a variation on these exercises for the most part. Coming up next in this video, I'm going to be playing the full Bulls on Parade solo with no backing track. Again, if you want the full song with the backing track, I've linked a video for that in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.